Friends, guests, and adventurers of all ages, tonight's show is for the brave, the fearless, and the dangerously curious. Witness feats of strength, daring acrobatics, and mystifying magic. Get ready to have the most astounding night of your life. Welcome to the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat Three-Ring Adventure. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, we get to finally see Darius's and Alhara's dad. So one thing that happens a lot when you're a GM, especially when you run games like this one, where we go off the rails quite a bit, is that you really have to make up things on the spot quite a bit. One thing I would recommend is keep a notebook, because a couple of things that come up this week that were completely made up on the spot and have completely taken on a life of its own is Old Woody and Muscle Fancy Magazine. Now, there's a lot more things, obviously the names of all these restaurants we keep encountering, and then the names of all these foods we keep encountering, all that was made up on the spot too. But Old Woody came up in our Iron Gods Adventure Path, and I forgot even why I even made it up. It was supposed to be like a drinking contest, and Jason had a character that was drinking Numerian fluid. So I had to come up with something more devastating and disgusting and more hardcore than Numerian fluid. And Numerian fluid is like drinking radioactive motor oil. So that was as nasty as you can be. So I had to think of something real quick on the spot. And I don't know why. Oh, that's right. They were actually in a village that was anti-technology. So they did everything in their power to make sure there was nothing in their society that had anything to do with technology. So I was thinking real quick, and I was thinking, okay, maybe this is some weird liquor that comes in a wooden bottle, because that is as anti-technology as you can get. And I was thinking this bottle would be like all moldy, and it would be like really gross, and it would be something that sticks around for generations. And I was thinking about, even if you think about wine cellars, sometimes those bottles that are down there for like, centuries, they get mold on them and they get really disgusting. So I was thinking, okay, it's this bottle that's been in the wine cellar forever and it's moldy. And I just came up with the name Old Woody. And again, what I just described to you, I was thinking through in about like 3 seconds. Like that was all done in 3 seconds. I had to come up with the name, and I came up with it on the spot. It was Old Woody, and Jason drank it, and I had to come up with these crazy things that happened to him. And from there on, it just kept growing. And Old Woody was such a big hit that we kept adding to it more and more. And now it comes up in every single game, and we even had, if you listen to Plaguestone, the origins of Old Woody and how you even get Old Woody into your game. And, well, you're going to hear more about Old Woody in this episode. The other one was Muscle Fancy Magazine, and again, this was just one of these things. Now, that actually happened in this podcast a couple of episodes ago. If you remember, they wanted to go see the Chief Constable, and I had to delay them for a bit. So I was thinking, well, let's have a secretary, and for whatever reason, I was just like, oh, and they recognize Alhara and Darius because they were from this part of the world. And I was thinking of like a teen beat or something that they were in. Actually, Rob is the one who came up with Muscle Fancy, not myself. But I just loved that whole concept, because as a kid growing up in the 80s, there was all those like Teen Beat and Dynamite magazines and all these like, crazy teen magazines that were just so ridiculous back then. And I was thinking the same thing, only this was like for teenagers and would have like sexy boys in it. And this one was like muscly. And so we just came up with Muscle Fancy and went from there, and it just became a thing. So there you go. That's where this all came from. So one more thing I quickly want to mention is that halfway through this episode, Darius goes on a date. And instead of me playing the two females, Lauren had the genius idea of her and Vanessa playing them instead. And I said, okay, might as well. And again, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but they start getting really uncomfortable. Not that uncomfortable, but a little uncomfortable role-playing this, and it gets kind of squirmy, but I put it to a vote to the people who listened to this, and they said it was really funny, and they loved listening to it. So, for some reason, if you find this a little squirmy, just fast forward like 20 minutes past, and you'll get to after the date. And I promise you, we don't go that far. It's more all implied, and they're just being silly. I keep thinking of the romantic scene in Hot Shots Part 2. If any of you saw that movie, it's totally ridiculous. It's totally over the top. It's meant to be played for laughs. So they don't get too serious with it, but it is different. And I have to say, when I play out these scenes, I don't know why, but I seem to have no problem with them. I used to think they were weird. I think in person I wouldn't be so great with these. But since it's over the internet and I can't see anyone's faces really, and I put myself in the mode of like being in a Pee Wee Herman movie or the Hot Shots Part 2 type movie, like I'm just being silly with it. And when I do that and I put myself in that mindset, it gets a lot easier to do these like romance scenes or these scenes that are supposed to be serious. Because as Lauren once said, you seem to make everything into a joke, Steve. And the answer is, yeah, I guess I do. I kind of just have that in my personality. I'm always like making fun of things and trying to make things funny and making jokes. So these type of scenes, I do the same thing. And it makes it a lot easier to go through these scenes when you're thinking about them in a funny context. Anyhow, I'm just giving you fair warning that it gets a little weird this episode, but not in a bad way. Just in a weird way. But with that, let's get to this week's show notes. So first up, those of you who are interested in RPG Superstar and the monsters themselves, I've been posting them every single Saturday on Patreon, but I changed it to Wednesdays. Basically because I kept forgetting to post them on Saturday. So Wednesday's a better day anyhow because the weekends are usually dead. So now on Wednesdays, you can look forward to something and seeing a new monster from the RPG Superstar, what it looks like, upcoming every single Wednesday. So just go to patreon.rollforcombat. You could also go to social media and you'll be able to see every Wednesday a new monster. And on top of that, now we have something every day of the week during the weekdays. On Monday, we have Jason's Talking Combat column. On Tuesdays, we have Three Ring Adventure, obviously. On Wednesdays, we'll have a new image from the upcoming RPG Superstar book. On Thursday, we have another Talking Combat. And then on Friday, we have Agents of Edgewatch. And right now, we have nothing on the weekends. But that's actually not true, because Sunday is when we record Three Ring Adventure, and those of you who are patrons for $5 can listen to the show live and even vote and help out, which you will hear a little bit in this episode. Sometimes we do ask the patrons to help us out during the show live, and I believe in this one you hear a little bit of that. And also, don't forget, do check out the Discord channel. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com, and you too can play games, hang out with us, check out spoilers, and a lot more. But with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. So you actually have to wait a few hours. As you imagine, it might be hard for your father to get away, but you know he always has...
we will take the time.
Yes. And sure enough, after about 2 hours, you see your dad walk through the door. Marcel Varys, who looks like a older version of Darius. Not quite as tall as Darius, but just as strong, as Marcel would once in a while perform as the strong man in the circus. But he also would do some acrobatic acts. He sort of would mix it up. He was sort of a little bit of Alhara, a little bit of Darius, which makes sense, since he's your father. And he's got the big, long handlebar mustache, completely clean shaven, completely bald. And he sees you both, and he's like, "Alhara, Darius, come to me!" And he like picks you both up. And he's so strong, he can hold you both and pick you both up off the ground, one arm each. Even though between the two of you probably weigh like 400 pounds. So
Right.
No problem whatsoever.
Father, it has been a long time.
Rob Tremarco is playing Darius Varys, Darius's Daring Destructions, a half-elf monk of the mountain style.
Yes, look at you. Let's see. Look at this. And O'Hara, look at you. Ooh, strong, I see. Look at the muscles. You've been keeping up with your training?
Every morning.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Alhara Varys, the amazingly agile Alhara, a half-elf gymnast swashbuckler.
Oh, yes.
That is my girl. I knew it. And look at you, Darius. Wow, have you grown more?
It's possible.
I'm sure. That's the thing with you. You never seem to stop growing. I swear, before you know it, you're going to be going through the roof.
He's grown more, certainly, but mostly in the head.
Ego. Oh, there's my Alhara. You two are getting along, right?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Excellent.
But how are you getting along? We've been worried about you.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. You know that.
Well,
Things are fine. But I thought I wanted to talk to you and see you. I hope my note didn't alarm you. I realized after I sent it that maybe I should have put a little bit more context than 2 words, but you never know who's going to be reading these things, so I was a little careful.
yeah. Well, what's going on over there?
Oh, well, let's sit. Let's sit and talk and eat. They have a new type of Eggs Benedict. It's sort of a mystery meat. I really enjoy it. You never know what you're going to have.
Okay.
Trust me, Alhara. It'll make you strong. You know that. You like anything that makes you strong, right? This'll make you strong. If not in the muscles, at least in the head, let me tell you, because it takes great fortitude to eat this. In fact, I don't know why they call it, instead of Eggs Benedict, they call it Eggs Erastal, a.k.a. the Crazy Man. I don't know why they call it the Crazy Man. I mean, I guess you have to be a little crazy to eat it, but you know me. Right, Darius? We'll eat anything.
It's true.
That's right. Come. And you see him order 2 of everything for both of you. So you're going to have at least 6, 7 dishes.
Oh, geez.
Like a light lunch, right?
I suppose. I haven't had much of an appetite these days, honestly.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'll come back to you as soon as you see what you've been missing. Come on, you used to wolf these down when you were kids. Oh. And so, sure enough, you catch up on old times. You're telling them all about the circus and everything that's been going on. And the food comes over, and sure enough, the smells are wonderful, if not very confusing. You're like, oh, it smells like eggs and Laurentine and fish and meat and sausage and flowers and what is that smell? Is that oil? Does that look like a bit of ooze, like a gelatinous cube? Well, no matter. It's all tastes very good, even if it looks a little strange. Don't worry.
You know what gelatinous cube would be good for, like, on the dinner table?
Lauren Sig is playing Hap, the Starlight Sparrow, a human fire elementalist sorcerer.
It would be an amazing palate cleanser. You know, just like a little spoonful of just like a little of cube. Yeah,
like a little bit of bleach.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Just a little bit of bleach. Not a lot. Just enough to cleanse the palate.
So after eating a bit and catching up and hearing of everything, he says, well, I did want to talk to you before you left, and the whole reason I sent the note is that, well, I've been, keeping up with you as much as possible, but I want you to know that it looks like Mistress Dustlight be planning on perhaps leaving soon. She's been getting sort of sick and tired of Escadar. You know how she is. And she heard about this Radiant Festival in Absalom, and she thought that would be an excellent opportunity to pick up the circus and move the circus to Absalom, at least for the duration of the Radiant Festival, which is 3 months, but I figure she might permanently move there. I'm not exactly sure, but before we moved on to Absalom, I wanted to see you because who knows when we might see each other again? You might have left and gone somewhere else with the circus, so I wanted to at least talk to you and see you one last time, in case we are on the other ends of the earth. You know how it is.
I understand.
Yes,
Sure.
yes. And, you know, I look at you both, and I look at you, Darius, and I still think of you as a little boy, even though you're nearly 7 feet tall. And Alhara, you and I have been through so much.
Yeah, but
My
Papa,
little girl.
Papa, why don't you just leave her?
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, is that, well, I have my own reasons for staying with her. But that's something I wanted to talk to you about. Although I think of you as my children. I mean, Darius, you're a man now. You're 30 years old, and Alhara, you're 26. And you've been going out on your own into the world. I feel as if it's time for me to tell you a little bit more about your past. I've been thinking about this quite a bit since you left, because I don't know if I'd ever get the chance to see you again with everything that's going on in the world, and if we're going to move to Absalom, and who knows what can happen in a big city like that. Mr. Stusslight's always getting into trouble. I mean, here she's a big fish in a small pond, but I think she's vastly underestimating how difficult life can be in a big city like Absalom. And I'm getting older. I'm in my 50s now, and I wanted to make sure that you had the chance to talk to me about anything you wanted to know about, well, your childhood or your past or even Mother.
Yeah, well, let's start there. How come you never talk about her? I remember growing up asking about her, and you'd always just change the subject or say, "Oh, she was wonderful, but she's gone." Like, what happened? What did
It's
she die?
okay if she, I mean, if you just had a falling out and you split. I understand preserving the feelings of a child, but we're older now.
Well, let me ask you. Now it's usually boisterous voice, which carries all the way across the room. It gets very quiet. Only you two can hear it. He says, "Well, what do you last remember of Mother?"
Nothing
I remember traveling on some ships, doing jobs at different ports. She was caring, but also, she was worried a lot, I believe.
Yes. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about your mother, but I need you to understand something. There's a lot of unsavoriness in my past, as well as hers, and before we go about that, I need to make sure you fully understand what we're getting into. You see, and he sits down, and you see him sort of change from this happy-go-lucky person to someone a lot more serious, someone you normally don't see very often, as you never really see him in this sort of mood.
I'll put my hand on his. Father, it's all right. You can tell us the truth.
Well, you see, when your mother and I first met, we met on an island. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Medoglati Island. It's in the Shackles, in the city of Ilsmagorte. I'm sure you've heard of that. It's sort of a pirate port.
I've heard of the city, I believe.
I've heard of the Shackles,
Yes,
but I don't know all the islands there. I've never been.
Yes, well, it's not somewhere you would want to go. It's where unruly and, let's just say, folks who don't want to be caught by the law. I'm not proud of it, but I used to be an adventurer, as you probably could have guessed, but I wasn't always doing adventuring for the right reasons. And some of my adventures brought me to the island, where I was involved with some unsavory activities. And that's where I met your mother. And we both fell very deeply in love, very, very quickly. And for a time, we thought we'd be able to live a life, a normal life. One of just two of us, perhaps even raise a family. And we tried. We left our pasts behind us. We traveled a bit and obviously had a family. You two. But in the end, your mother was called back into her original life. But you were both born and young and children.
Wait, she's not dead? You had me believe that she was dead this whole time. You always said that she was gone, that she's not coming back. I thought that was code for she just left?
Well, I don't know what happened to her, but the things that she used to be involved with were extremely dangerous. I very much doubt she's alive now. I haven't heard from her in almost 20 years.
What was she involved with that you were on an island of criminals?
Well, we'll get to that. For now, let me just say that her work and her past deeds required her to do unsavory things. And I figured we couldn't just leave you on the streets. So I made the sacrifice. I took you off, and she went on her way, and I went on mine. And we took many ships and led many lives until we came here into Escadar. And although it seems like Mistress Dustlight is cruel mistress, she has a lot of power and a lot of connections. And in exchange, she guaranteed to keep you and me safe from various people. And for the last 19 years, she's managed to uphold her end of the bargain. So I uphold mine.
But we could have faced whatever it was as a family. She didn't have to just leave.
Oh, Hara, I wish it was that simple, but it's not.
So what was the other side of the bargain?
What is it that she's mixed up in?
Well, let me explain to you. I had to come to a decision. Should I let your past die with me, or let you know more about your mother, and let you make the decision on your own?
I want to know.
He says, Alhara, Darius, and he puts his hands on both of your shoulders. He says, I want you to think about this very carefully before you answer it, because as knowing your past, your true past, will have consequences that can never be undone. And once you learn about your heritage, your true heritage, things will never be the same for you two ever again.
Well, you must tell me. Something... I don't know what you know. And I'll, touch my wrist. And is it on there, the symbol?
No. You haven't seen it since.
Okay. There have been 2 times when we were in a very dire situation. Something spoke to me. Something. And it was a power that flowed into me that granted me an ability I've used, but it's been very traumatic.
I'll say.
It is usually predicated by a tattoo or symbol that only I can see on my wrist. What is that, and what am I?
He looks at you and seems almost sad. He says, I know not what that is, but I can tell you now that there is bliss in ignorance. I've been trying for the last 19 years to try to forget what I know. I've been doing everything in my power to forget everything that you are seeking to know. So don't be so quick to say yes to this.
I don't have a choice.
You might.
Sometimes.
You might.
Alhara.
Have you seen this mark?
Yes. I don't know what it means.
Yes, but when was the last time you saw this?
How many weeks has it been?
It's been about 3.
About 3 weeks.
Well, maybe there's hope. And you, Alhara, I'm sure you have many questions. I see you're wearing her armor. I see you've cleaned it up. I'm
Yeah.
warning you that there's a bit of danger in wearing that armor. You might be getting some strange looks wearing that armor. But
Not any stranger than usual.
We're circus folks.
touche. But I will tell you this. And he pulls out a small gemstone, it looks like. I was planning on giving these to you, both of which came from your mother. Alhara, you already have the armor. And for you, Darius, this. And he gives you this, like, gem, but it looks almost like a red eye. He says, this was something very dear to your mother. I want you to hold on to this. Perhaps the next time you experience this mark, see how it interacts with this gemstone. I have a feeling it will help you and protect you. Alhara, that armor will do the same. It's the equivalent of this gemstone. But right now, I want you to think on it. I know both of you impulsively want to know, but I can't emphasize enough how drastically different your life will become. Your relationship will change. Your entire understanding of your existence and history in this world will change. If you really want to go through something that earth-shattering, we will talk again. Think about your life now. Think about how things are now. And if you can live not knowing any more than you knew just an hour ago, because once we cross this path, it can never be uncrossed.
Well, let me tell you, we've been involved in some things, not just related to performing in a circus. We have unraveled mysteries and dealt with evils, corruption. We're about to do it again. Whatever we are, whatever you're hiding from us, or you think might be better left unsaid, we need to know it, and we need to make the decision on how to deal with it.
I understand. Well, I'm putting my foot down on this. With that, he has the same attitude, that you can't change his mind when you were little kids. He says, you must think about it and discuss it amongst yourselves. I will not allow you to make a snap judgment decision that could affect and change the rest of your life. And you can hear his voice rising, and he seems almost angry with you.
Well, you can't leave before we make that choice.
Oh, no. We're not going to be leaving for several weeks. Again, that's why I wanted to see and talk to you. Think it over. Just discuss it. A few days. I asked this of you. Just think about it.
Will you think about leaving Mistress Dusklight? There's no reason for you to stay there.
Perhaps.
We have a successful circus. We didn't crash and burn the way that she threatened that we would. We thrived. We did great. We had a fantastic show last night.
We did amazing.
I think with the raised voices, Atron's looking at Hap and looking over the table like, do we go?
Rob Pontius is playing Otteron, Uncanny Otteron's Cauldron of Curious Concoctions, a human witch of curses.
I don't know.
All right. Well, okay.
Let's just keep an eye on it.
We will think about whether or not you'll tell us what's really going on here. Although I'm telling you now, I already know the answer. But can you think about leaving?
There's only one conclusion.
Can you think about leaving the Celestial Menagerie? There's no reason for you to call that home anymore. We can take care of ourselves. That's true. It's not for you to protect us or some strange fatherly notion. We're family, and like you said, we may never see each other again. So instead of going with her, come with us. If you don't, I don't know. I guess we'll just follow you to Absalom.
All right, fair enough. You bring up a valid point. I'll tell you what. While you think upon this, I will see what I can do to extricate myself from the mistress's clutches. It's not as easy as you say. Again, she is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, but that smoke guy just defected?
Oh, Avarice.
Or is that just blowing smoke?
They're They're just circus folk. You know how long I've been with her. You can't imagine the power she has. She can be in places and do things you can't imagine. For now, I too will consider your offer. But I think we will all understand each other better in a few days. But enough of this. Bring over Hap! I haven't seen you in quite some time. And what is this wolf? Is this your pet? Who's this?
Hi, Mr. Varys. It's good to see you.
Ah, look at you, Hap. I see you've grown a little. Oh, but what is this wolf? I like him.
This
What's
is
his
Riley.
name? No, Riley. Riley jumps up and puts his paws on Marcel. Seems
Riley,
to love him
down,
right away.
down. You can't jump on people. You're too big.
He picks him up like he's a little puppy. He's like, oh, look at this dog. Oh, and he's petting him, and then Riley's licking his face all over. And this enormous wolf that's almost 6 feet long, he's just picking up like it's tiny little puppy. He's like, oh, what a cute little boy. What a cute little boy. Oh, he's such a good boy. Ooh.
We rescued him from a ritual that they were trying to turn him into a demon dog.
Yes, I see the fire in his eyes. Oh, yes. Are you going to keep our Hap safe? Yes, good little Riley, good Riley. Ooh, this is a strong dog. And he's petting him, and Riley's losing his mind and starts barking and running all over the place, and all the patrons are wondering get that dog out of here, get the dog out of here.
Riley, don't bark.
And Papa, before you go, there's someone I would like you to meet.
Yes?
This is Otteron. They are my joy friend.
Oh, Otteron! Pleased to meet you! And he grabs Otteron's hand and shakes it so hard that Otteron literally leaves the ground for a second or two.
Hello. You have a very strong grip. I see where your children get it from.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, that was just me being nice and saying hello. You should see when I tried to hurt you. Ha 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 ha.
There is no reason to hurt me. Everything is good.
Of course not, because you're going to be treating my little girl right. Correct? Otteron, is it?
Yes, I have carved a bone for her.
Did you just say what I thought you said?
Yes.
Oh, it's actually really neat.
I
Papa, look.
make scrimshaw. But
Scrimshaw. I thought you said something else.
I also
Good one, Dad.
practiced occult arts in the name of Nocticula.
He gives Darius a little wink on the side.
Nocticula, Dad. Nocticula.
Oh, Nocticula. Oh,
Alhara gives
Otteron.
her dad this big wink.
I think you and I are gonna have to have a little talk on the side. And he's still holding your hand, and it's starting to hurt a lot.
Do you also practice magic?
I don't need to practice magic. It doesn't seem to affect me very well. I seem to have natural immunities to it.
Oh, that is very useful.
Yes, you'd be surprised how often that would come up in my line of work.
Especially at the Celestial Menagerie.
Mm-hmm,
Yes, it's one of my many duties. But I presume he's treating you correct. Is it he?
I would prefer they, please.
Oh, of course. Oh, looks like you have a winner here, Alhara.
Well, of
Do
course.
they treat you well?
Oh,
Do they give you gifts?
at least better than I treat them.
Well, in that case, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Otteron looks confused but smiles.
Otteron is a great friend, a great ally, a great protector. I am proud.
I love Uncle Otteron.
Thank you both.
They are brilliant and know so many different things and have such a
Very smart.
it's such an interesting view of the world. It's really eye-opening.
I don't like how they feed their bird paper, though.
The world is much brighter than I am used to at home.
A learned soul, a scholar. He grabs Alhara and starts knocking her on the head. He's like, well, you need some smarts because this one sure as heck doesn't have any. Knock, knock, knock. Hello?
Papa?
Is there anything in there? Knock, knock, knock.
Papa?
I think it's
Oh.
hollow.
Mahara is quite crafty and witty and learned a lot about the circus very quickly. I have learned much from her, as well as Darius and Hap.
Yeah, we sort of got put in charge of our circus, sort of under terrible circumstances. I'm sure you've heard, but we've been doing quite well, and I've been studying up recently to make sure that I learn everything I can about the business so that we can keep things going.
Oh, that's mighty fine, especially since, well, you did grow up in a circus. I imagine you paid attention to something when you weren't lifting rocks and stones and trees and large animals in your spare time.
That's right.
I remember.
You were there for the time she picked up that rotten log and a grub fell on her head. That was so funny.
That was not funny.
Oh, Hap, you and I can compare embarrassing Alhara stories all night long.
I would love that.
But you really don't have to, though.
Oh, but we must. We must.
We do.
When she was benching a mule, that was fun.
Yes. But then it was a little embarrassing when Darius came over and benched 2 mules.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you still have that competitive streak in you, Ahara? And he gives you a big pat on the back.
Yes,
yes,
we do.
always?
Oh, that's right. It's my little Ahara, always trying to one up her big brother.
If you're not winning, you're losing.
That's
she
right.
even challenged me to a duel once.
Oh.
She interrupted me. You know that I need to. It's our edict.
Well, you know what I always say. Second place. First place of the losers.
That's right.
Now I understand a lot.
Well, it looks like you got a winner here. They seem to be pretty smart. Magics? A bird? Anyone with a bird can't be all bad. They love animals, right?
Yes, I do love animals. They are a lot
Mhm.
nicer than people.
Oh, there you go.
Truth.
Anyone who loves animals knows their place in the world. Come, Matron. What do you drink?
Whatever you are having?
Ooh, all right. Old Woody!
Oh, no.
Get on over!
I'll whisper
no.
to Darius. That was a good answer.
Bad answer. Ataran, do you have any of that antidote with you? You might want to just chug one back real quick.
Yes, I try to always come prepared. Yes.
Nope, you gotta drink Old Woody now. We gotta do this.
You might want to fake it. You might want to pretend you drank it and pour it down a plant.
It'll kill the plant.
They bring over Old Woody, 4 of them. One for Marcel, one for Ahar, one for Darius, one for Ataran. Hap gets a Virgin Woody because,
Is that just turpentine? Is that all that is?
Yeah, that's the Virgin Woody. It's merely paint removal.
A Virgin Woody, just a punch in the mouth from the waiter.
Ataran does have a supernatural fortitude now.
Oh.
It may not be enough.
True.
Oh, Ataran, you make me laugh. And with that, so sure enough, they bring over this bottle, and it's made out of wood, and all the cups that are brought over, they're made out of wood. And Marcel goes on to explain, you see, I don't know where this stuff comes from, but it's so powerful, so strong, that the only thing that can hold it is wood. Which means when you drink it, it might burn a hole through your stomach. It's rare, but it does happen once in a while. But if you try to put it on glass, any other traditional holders, it just burns right through it. Here, watch. And he takes a little bit of bottle and he pours it on the on one of the other glasses, and it eats right through it and into the table. Kind of like battery acid.
Oh
It's
my!
now this is the stuff of champions.
What happens when you? And then I'll just kind of snap my fingers and just put a little spark on top of the glass of Old Woody, or the cup of Old Woody. Cup, I think.
No, the cup of Old Woody. Well, as soon as you do that, the entire cup, the whole thing, including the wood, catches on fire. And he says, "Oh, a flaming Woody, Ataran, that's yours."
Well,
I think they have ointment for that.
there is triumph in challenge and overcoming such pain. That is.
Hurry, before the fire eats through the wood and it starts staining this whole
and
place.
Ataran will throw it back.
Mr. Varys, you
Oh.
wouldn't expect him to drink something you're not drinking. Bam! Flaming Flaming Woody.
He's like, oh, of course not. And he like whips it down, and
Oh,
he expects
no.
you two to start whipping it down too.
All right.
All
Here
right.
goes.
Oh boy, let's open up the sub table.
Whooping down the Woody.
Oh no.
Sub table?
Yeah.
Ooh, now
There's a table for Old Woody?
Not the dumb table?
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
So,
oh no!
do you roll on the
yeah.
table if you make the save or whatever?
Oh
You
no.
always roll.
Nat
Oh.
20, 32 fortitude.
25.
Oh. I don't suppose I can hero point this.
You can.
I wouldn't recommend it. Let's see how it goes.
If
You can do it.
I was
You can
ever
hero
going to
point.
nat 20 a fortitude
like,
save.
it's not in combat. It's not going to kill you. It's a fun.
It'll just have hilarious consequences.
Okay,
Hilarious.
all right.
It might
Hilarious
kill you.
consequences.
It can kill you.
It won't.
It can.
Boy, won't Marcel feel
She
bad
did
about
nat one
that.
it.
I did
Well,
not.
now you got to run. Now you got to roll the sub table. 1d100.
For all of us or
Alhara.
Just
Oh.
me.
I killed it. Critical success.
32 on a D100. That's not great.
Or is it? Maybe the higher it is, the worse it is.
Pretty butterflies surround you. It's wild
Oh,
magic.
no.
Ha! I saw that episode.
There you go.
Darius and Atron, you give me a 1d100 too.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. You get a bonus, though. Yours goes up higher.
48.
By the way, the higher the number, the better.
Oh
I got
no.
a 20, but I critical
That's okay.
success.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
you're probably fine.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh no.
I'm very proud of that nat 20.
You should be. It's a well-timed nat 20.
Atron really did get magical fortitude at level 5.
Apparently.
Okay. Here's what
Increase
happens.
Your fortitude to expert or something.
Marcel gulps it down, and you see his skin turn blue. And he's like, oh, I love when that happens. Oh, everyone's going to know what I did tonight. Let's see. Who's next? Let's do Darius, because his is the most easy. Darius is literally just sickened. That's all. It goes down, and you're like, ooh, I think you got a bad batch. It's just a normal old sickened.
Okay.
So nothing too bad. Oh, except it's sickened. Let's do the roll. Ooh, sickened 4. That's gonna take a while to get rid of.
Whoa. Okay. I'm yay.
So
Okay.
sickened 4. But you spend a few minutes. You'll be able to spend some time. Like a good 15-20 minutes.
I start drinking a lot of water and trying to hold everything down.
Exactly.
I think I just got a spell to help you, so there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You're like, you didn't eat them yet though. Or use
True, it's not prepared yet.
That's right. You're like, oh, that third helping of eggs Benedict wasn't such a good idea.
Oh no, eggs Erastil.
There we go. Let's see. Otteron. Otteron seems totally fine, except all the colors seem to be reversed. It's like you went through a filter, and green is blue, and blue is red.
what
and
Otteron
red
is seeing?
orange. Yes, everything is just like all these colors of the rainbow, and it's
Oh,
almost
no.
like a cavalcade of different colors. Otherwise, you're totally fine.
So Atron just nods and
Otherwise.
goes, beautiful.
Exactly. So like, ooh, it's like a light show
I'm
in my
gonna-
brain.
I'm gonna come up with the recipe for Old Woody. I'm gonna do it.
Oh my god.
Many have
Why?
tried.
Goldschlager.
It's going to
and-
involve pixie juice.
It's actually a
Grain
gift.
alcohol.
There's you were there. You were there, Lauren. You remember this. It's a gift from Caden Kalin himself. There's actually a magical place and a barrel where it's made, and it's endless. No one knows how to make it because
Ooh.
it comes from a god.
Okay. Well, then how do they get it? They just like order it from the one place.
Yes.
Okay.
They have to
Cask
order
of
it.
endless old Woody.
No, they have to do it from Plaguestone. That's where you get it from.
I did remember that. I didn't know if that was canon.
That's canon now, yeah. There's a little more to it, but yeah. And then finally, Alhara. What did you roll?
Not great. 32.
32. It's not that bad.
Okay.
By 32, do you mean 50? Oh, I see. On the die.
Yeah.
You are just drained 1.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oof.
So, you just lost a level. That's all.
Mm.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. A
I-
full night's rest, and you'll be fit as a fiddle.
What is the? I don't feel great.
Ataran pats Alhara's back gently and rubs it.
Both of us are terribly bad off. I might be worse.
Are
'Cause
you
I'm sickened.
okay, Darius?
No, let's all be. Everyone, just stop swaying.
I don't know why you people drink that stuff.
I usually don't.
It is very good.
Marcel's looking at you all and says, well, we're all still standing. That's good. No one died. No one sprouted any wings or got gelatinous armor, and I'm blue, so I call that a win. Good job, family. Hap, don't forget to drink your turpentine.
I'm not going to drink turpentine.
I mean, don't forget to drink your version woody.
Let me find a dirty spot on the table and get a rag and dip it in there and see how good it cleans.
It cleans as opposed to burn through the table itself. It's just a strong cleaner.
This is just a cleaner. This is not a drink. This is just Windex.
I hate to break it to you. That's what most drinks are, kid. You can use them in lots of ways. You can clean things. You can disinfect things. You can drink them. This is just a little more potent than most.
I think I'll stick to my grape juice.
Those who craft good alcohol are usually also good at crafting good poison.
There's a fine line between good alcohol and good poison, let me tell you.
Yes.
Well, you two don't look very good.
Well, it was good seeing you, Dad.
We will make sure you both get good rest. Darius, you
Dad.
have a date to get ready for, so I hope
Oh,
you can rest.
that's wrong. Oh, Darius, you're lady killer, you.
I gotta go clear my head and take a bath and maybe puke for several hours. Then I'll be ready.
Oh boy, don't let that little lady waiting. Maybe we shouldn't have had old Woody. You didn't
Mr.
know about
Varys,
that date.
I think-
you'll be fine.
I think you mean don't leave those little ladies waiting. She's bringing all her friends.
I'm sure she is. Another Darius fan club, I'm sure. Muscle fancy?
They do like that.
I told you it was a good idea to do that shoot. I know you didn't want to do it, but it's been paying you dividends ever since.
I posed for the painting for a little while.
Years later, and it's still coming up. I tell you, never give up free publicity like that. Well, again, think about what I told you, and we'll catch up again in a few days.
We'll send another messenger when we're ready to talk.
Yes, it's good to see you. And he picks you both up again and squeezes you.
Oh my gosh.
You're almost, both of you are like holding it down before you're going to puke.
Why?
And Ataran is just pretty.
Yeah, Atron's oh, this is all the colors I make with my cauldron. Pretty cool.
Your bird is confused, by the way. Your bird's what is going on here?
Yeah, Chilagosh isn't eating any of this.
Well, Chilagosh is very confused as your psychic mental connection is also a little on the fits right now after drinking that stuff.
Master, what are these colors?
Think of it as foxfire.
So he gives you a big old hug and is like, you get ready for your date. You, Alhara, you sleep it off. And Hap, he gives you another big hug.
Oh.
And says Hap, I'm gonna come by and see you too. Don't think I didn't forget you. I'll bring you a present next time I see you. I didn't forget it was your birthday.
You don't have to bring me anything. Just come see our act. I finally got my act, and I got to do it, and everybody likes it.
I'm sure they do. And I gotta get a present for Riley, right? Ooh, look at this boy.
Oh, he'd
Riley's
like that.
Jumping around.
He loves a big beef bone.
Yes, and then he hits Ataran on the back, and Ataran nearly collapses. He's and you two, Ataran, I see you're able to handle this.
Yes.
Better than those two.
I have drank my poison before.
I can tell. You must have an interesting backstory,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yes, I will tell you in the future.
I'm going to learn all about you.
I hope to one day learn all about me too.
I see. A person of mystery.
Yes, and thank
I
you.
like it. When you don't even know your own background, then you don't even know what skeletons are in your closet.
I used to have to often harvest from skeletons, so yes.
Now I'm not so sure about you. Well, anyhow, I will catch up with you two kids later. I can't be away from the circus for too long. Although she's definitely going to know I snuck out when I come in blue like this. Don't worry about it. I'll just say I was fooling around with some new act and they accidentally turned me blue. Anyhow, I will talk to you both later. And he gives you another big old hug and kiss.
Bye,
Dad.
Mr. Varys.
Bye, Papa.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
And off
My
he
head.
goes. And Darius and O'Hara promptly collapse into the
I go outside
table.
and I puke in like the horse trough.
It's like Darius like pukes. O'Hara is
Oh,
exhausted. And Ataran is like, pretty. And he's like, they're putting their hands in front of their face and like, ooh, colors.
So that's
Magic.
the scene. Is like Darius is leaning over the horse trough, like Atron is tripping balls. Like old yellow credits start rolling, and like smooth jazz happens. Tune in next week on 3 Ring Family Matters.
Awesome.
So we're going to have a vote. Should we actually do the date with Varius,
Oh, yes.
Kat, and Laura? Or should we just hand wave it and just pretend it happened?
Do the date.
Background? Who wants to do the date? Now, I'm going to have the patrons decide this. All one of them.
I was actually thinking we should leave this up to AJ, so that makes sense to me.
Oh, AJ. Oh, he already wrote do the date, and he wrote that. Oh, he wrote he wrote it a while ago. I guess he prepared me asking him. So I guess the date is gonna happen. Let's get the others. They go back.
We can always do date montage just to save time.
It'll be a quick montage, but we have to spend at least a couple minutes because
Oh yeah, for sure.
why ruin a perfect opportunity of having 2 female cast members and not have the 2 females actually on the date hang out with Darius? Because why not?
Good luck, buddy.
That was Lauren's suggestion, so
I
there we
stand
go.
by it because listening to you roleplay 2 flirty females with Rob would have been very uncomfortable.
Hey, I live alone. I'll take what I
Indeed.
can get.
For who? For who is it going to be uncomfortable for? Not for me. Not for Rob.
I don't even have to pay for this content.
Not for I don't know which Rob I was talking about right there. Rob
Oh my God.
Tremarco's looking mighty serious though. He's got his serious face on.
Look,
He's
when I
also
go on,
getting red in the
He's
When I-
feeling himself.
when I go on dates, it's serious.
It's serious business.
even if you've been level drained.
That makes it even more
Yeah,
serious.
it's super serial.
Okay.
Mm.
So, just to make things easier, you're going to meet her here. Since you don't even know if you'd be able to make it to another bar, since you feel
I will
woozy.
power through it. I'm used to hangovers.
That's
All
right.
right, Darius, we've got to head back to the tent for the party. But here, let me fix your hair real quick.
Yes, fix my hair, please.
All right. Oh,
Prestidigitate my hair to be fluffy and warm.
Okay, I will do that. I'll blow dry your hair with my hands. Just.
And I slowly pose, and like turn my head.
All right, how's that look? Is
And
that
I-
good? Is he date ready?
I go into my
I don't think you'll ever
bandolier.
get him looking that good.
I get into my bandolier and I take out like some oils and like that smell real nice, like sandalwood.
Okay, Darius, get in the bathroom if you're gonna do that. You don't need to be doing that in the middle of the restaurant.
No, I thought we were outside.
We're like at the bar, and he's like oiling himself.
No, I thought we were outside, like not in the restaurant.
It's
Anyone
like
looking at Rob?
You're
Rob
doing it in
Pontius is
public.
actually oiling himself up. He's pantomiming the date. Is anyone watching this?
I mean, this is
Am
what
I the
I do
only
at
one
bars.
being
I just assume
entertained?
everyone else does too.
Jeez.
I mean only certain kind of bars.
Bartender, I'll have a lager and an oil. Thank you.
If you want to drink for free, you gotta play the game.
How about, let me get that red and the eucalyptus. I think that sounds good.
Oh, is there like a bathroom attendant? One of those guys? I don't
At
think
this
so.
place?
No.
At a
This
place
is a
that's
griddle.
still-
This is like
No.
Bathroom attendant, wink, wink.
If there
This is
is
like
a
a-
bathroom attendant, it's not a.
yeah,
Doesn't
it's
work
like
there.
It's like a TGI Fridays. This
It's
isn't
the
like a high-end
Wyvern's
club.
Griddle. You're not at, like Chris Ruth Steakhouse or something.
Yep,
There's
let's
like
hit the-
there's
let's hit a
one
Chris
random
Ruth.
dude in the bathroom who's just holding some oil. He's like, "Can I rub some oil on you?"
Oh,
I heard you're gonna be here.
is this a standard thing for this? Oh yeah, it is. It's standard. Let me rub it
We
on
told that guy to leave.
you. And Darius comes out like, "Hey, that's really cool that you have an oil guy in your bathroom." Like, what do you mean an oil guy?
Is he back again? Damn it! This is
oh,
the
no.
fifth time.
Oily Steve, get out of there!
Oily Steve.
Show us
Wow,
on
what
the
a
placemat
name.
where he touched you.
Nope. Oh, jeez. I
Oily
knew it.
Steve, we told you to get the hell out of here. I'm leaving.
This date's gonna go super well.
I got what I wanted.
Success.
All right. Let's move on. We've got.
I don't even need to say anything. Keep going. I'm actually entertained. I'm like,
All right. So
this
Darius,
is great. Here we go. You guys,
Darius and
you
Hap,
guys DM this.
we're
I'm
on the
just
side of
listening.
the we're on the side of the Wyvern's Griddle. Hair blowing, drying his hair and getting it all puffed up and putting in his scented oils and doing a couple of quick flexes and some push-ups and shaking his head, slapping his face.
All right, Darius. Good luck tonight. If you need anything,
Ugh.
don't.
If I send a raven to you to pick me up, send a wagon,
Oh, a wagon?
like a wagon or some. Like
Why
if
would you need a wagon?
If I get more
Because
drunk
no
or
one's
something,
gonna be able to drag him, even me.
Look, I haven't been able to
Yes.
go on a date yet, but I'm pretty sure people don't need a wagon when they go bad.
No, I mean if I'm
Usually
so
they need a
drunk
wagon when
and
they go
passed
very,
out,
very good.
If I'm passed out, then send Alhara to lift me and plop me onto a wagon and take me back.
All right, we'll do that. Just good luck tonight, and have fun, and don't do anything Alhara wouldn't do.
That doesn't leave
Yeah.
much.
I don't know.
I know.
That's not a lot of parameters.
Okay, so they head off. Darius is ready. He's all steeled himself, and it's a dinner date. It's probably fairly casual. He's looking around. He's like, all right, there's lots of witnesses. I guess things can't go too badly. And sure enough, in walks Kat, looking all dolled up to the nines, and with her is her friend. Why don't you describe yourselves? And in this case, we're going to have Lauren play Kat and Vanessa play Lara.
Okay, so yeah, Kat's got her hair done all nice, like nice for a peasant folk, and her outfit's it's a little bit too revealing, but she's paid somebody to kind of like stitch Darius's signature into it. So yeah, that way how she really
Yikes.
feels about you. And then when she walks in, and then her friend comes in with her, she looks around the room and she sees you, and she gets this ridiculously big smile, but then she just kind of pushes it back down and whispers something to her friend.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Lara is a relatively tall, muscular woman with almost no hair. It looks like she has shaved maybe yesterday and has a nice bit of peach fuzz just starting to grow back on the top of her head. Very smooth skull, if that is important to anybody. And she has a patch over one eye. It is a very nice looking patch. This is a decorative patch, the kind of patch you wear over your eye when you're going on a very important date. The rest of her outfit is completely black and is a combination of leather and lace, with revealing openings in the lace at just the right spots to not be too overexposed, but just to give you the right amount of hints as to what she might be looking forward to doing this evening.
Come on, let's go.
So
Let's go see him.
Darius stands
Okay.
up and waves, and he steps out of to the side of the table and steps. As you walk in, he walks towards you. Welcome. Oh, it's good to see you, Cat. Who is your friend?
Darius, this is my friend Lara.
Lara. It is
Hi.
nice to meet you.
I know I said that I was gonna bring a whole bunch of friends, but I just didn't want to share you with all of them.
We thought this might be more special.
This
And honestly, it's
certainly is.
Anytime I'm gonna have a special time, Lara has to come. She's just too much fun, as you'll see.
Excellent. Well, welcome, ladies. And he'll pull
Oh,
two chairs
look,
out.
you're properly oiled up, and she'll
Right?
you know,
You know me. Gotta shine.
fancy muscles indeed.
He'll pull the chairs out for the ladies
Well,
and
thank you.
push them in with, one hand so strong.
Hmm.
And then he'll sit down and wave over the waiter or is there a waiter here? Or do we have like some sort of bartender?
Yeah. There's
Right.
there's wait staff.
Okay. And what will you have?
Yeah, so the wait staff, it's actually a woman who's been helping you all day, and she comes over and sees Darius now with two women after everything that's been going on here for the last few hours, as you've been sitting here drinking and eating and partying with. Before it was Wolf, your father, Hap, Alhara, and Atron, and don't forget Chelagosh, and now these two women. And she just sort of gives you like a sideways glance and says, "Well, you are quite the party animal, I see."
That's me.
Well, and she's about to say something, but then she thinks better of it. She's like,
He also is like, oh, I think we'll have two, a picture of what's like a local drink, not like a Long Island iced tea, but like an Escadar spritzer, or
Okay.
an Escarita, a picture of Escaritas.
Oh, those are my favorite. Me and Lara can just drink them all night
All right,
till we're silly.
a picture of Escaritas, please, with
Silly's a word for it.
sugar-rimmed glasses, please.
Maybe a little
So-
extra sugar too.
Oh, there'll be some sugar.
Darius,
Mm.
do you always take charge like this or just at restaurants?
Well, depends on the situation, but Escaritas are one of my favorites. I can't pass them up. Would you like something in addition to the Escarita?
Oh yes, but not yet. We're trying to have dinner first.
That's right. Let's start with Escaritas. Very good. And what would you like to have to eat?
What do you recommend? Hey, Lara, do you just want to split something so we don't eat too much?
Oh, I want to split something. But yes, we should probably not eat too much.
"Oh, well, let me tell you about my specials today. We have deep fried pygmy goat. We got some griffin crisps. Got cured llama. Don't forget dragon cobbler. Our world famous chimera pancakes. Dry roasted silk scorpion. And for dessert, we have our unicorn sundae and bugbear pound cake."
Tell me more about the Chimera pancakes, please.
Ooh, the chimera pancakes. Well, let me tell you, we make them
3 pancakes.
We make them two
Obviously.
ways. We can either, well, of course it's 3, but we either make them crunchy or smooth. It's up to you. Some people don't like the extra beak in there.
Oh, I see. You use a Chimera to make the pancakes? Is that what you're saying?
They're savory pancakes.
She whispers those like, "They're not real chimera, but we try to emulate them."
Oh, sure. Like there's a goat chunks in one, and then lion chunks in another,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
like,
dragon beak. quote unquote,
alligator meat in the other one. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
probably.
Like, all right. Well, I think I'll have a couple of Chimera pancakes.
Tall or short stack?
Short stack, please.
I think you short stack.
Well, this is essentially my second round after seeing my family. I'm not gonna, we don't want to overdo it with the food.
Okay. Short stack it is.
And we're gonna split a short stack of pancakes too.
Oh, okay.
And maybe scorpion for the table. I don't mind something that stings.
Dry roasted scorpion coming right up.
And
She comes over and she says, "You know what? I'll also throw in some Griffin crisps. Trust me, you'll love them."
Excellent.
Mmm.
She's like, "Okay, I'll get that right for you." And she heads on off.
Curious. How'd you get to be so big and strong? Do
Well,
you work out, or are you just naturally a towering man?
it's a little from both. I've been always a tall person, large man. And then, with all the work I do in the circus, lifting and sweating and pulling on huge, thick ropes, you know.
Huge, thick ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Laura, I can't believe we're actually here with Darius.
No,
It's
this is.
Darius Varus.
I know.
Please, it's
He looks
it's
just
fine.
like his. He looks just like his drawings.
Oh my god, I know. Do you remember all those drawings I made? He looks just like
Oh my
those.
gosh. Yes, your fan drawings were quite a bit more
Oh my gosh,
imaginative
you
than what's
have
in the
fan-
magazines.
Darius Varus fan fiction?
Oh,
And artwork?
No. We're just
Oh,
talking about a
was I
friend
not-
of ours.
Were they supposed
I'm
to
sorry,
hear that or
I
not?
thought you were talking.
I would
we-
not have mentioned it.
We were whispering.
But I'm
You
at the table
overheard
with
us. We're so bad.
you. Oh my
Oh.
gosh! Oh, do you have some fan fiction? Maybe we could read it.
Or act it out.
Within reason.
You should see some of the pictures. She's a very good artist.
Oh my,
and
Kat, I
lots
would
of
love-
creative positioning. Is the
Oh,
right word?
I don't know. I don't know if we could show him the pictures.
I would love to see your etchings, in your gallery in your home.
How old is Kat, Steven?
Yes, we'll take this food to
Old
go.
enough.
Old enough to not live with her parents?
Old enough to not live with her parents.
Okay.
Maybe she lives with Laura,
Okay.
Oh, Harumi.
the roommate.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, Darius. We'll show you the pictures. You can come. You can come back with us after dinner.
Yeah, after dinner, let's talk. Let's look at some pictures.
Anyhow, after that, the food shows up quite quickly, hot and steamy. She quickly puts them down. Everything looks scrumptious. The pancakes are rather odd colors. They seem to be, well, the colors of a chimera. And sure enough, brings out the fried scorpions, and the Griffin crisps look like, well, they look like potato chips in our world. But in this world, they're Griffin crisps.
Oh, dig in, ladies. I'll pour everyone an escarita in their glass.
Cat will gingerly eat pancakes. Not a lot though. Just like small little squirrel bites.
Throughout the beginning of the meal, Lara likes to pick up a single Griffin crisp, extend her tongue out quite far, and then place the Griffin crisp just on the tip of her tongue, and then snap it all back into her mouth all at once.
Ravenous.
You should see what else she can do with that tongue.
Darius will take a pancake and put some butter in it and fold it in half and slowly eat it without breaking eye contact with it.
I can't take this seriously. I can't. This is too much. This is the least family-friendly episode we've ever done.
You better put an NC-17 on this one, Steve.
I think this gets to be a Patreon-only special
right.
episode.
Patreon
You've got
only.
like two little. You've got
18
like,
plus NSFW.
Hold
Because he
on.
ate a pancake?
No, we can make this worse. You don't do it with pancakes.
No,
You take two pieces
no.
of bacon and you put the butter in between them.
I'm not going to build some sort of simulacrum.
No.
Ooh, bacon
Simulacrum.
simulacrum? I can get on that.
Oh my gosh.
This is still pretty tame. You guys are just, it's all in your mind. It's all in the mind.
Theater
This is
of the
not
mind.
tame. This is not tame.
This is racy.
You're
This
just
is-
eating, and you're just describing how you're eating. There's nothing crazy about that. So you all are eating your food slowly, deliberately, loudly, making sure everyone can hear the sucking sounds, the licking sounds, the giggle sounds. everyone's looking over at you in the other table saying, I'll have what they're having.
Mind your own business.
So, tell me, what did you think of the circus?
Did you see us? We were front row.
I
We
did.
both had our Darius shirts on.
I saw you, and as I was performing, it almost broke my concentration.
That other circus, the Celestial Menagerie, they threw their tickets out. We tore them up. We don't want to go see the Celestial Menagerie. We only want to come see Darius.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
My favorite was where you were rolling that boulder around.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then when you picked up that big plank of wood and you just ripped it in half, I was wondering what else. Whew. Sorry, a little shiver down my spine there.
Mm.
I get all tingly just thinking about it.
Just thinking about me and the wood.
What else you could rip right into?
I should have never agreed to this.
This is your idea, suffer.
It was your idea.
I know it was. I'm like the biggest.
We were gonna
brute.
hand wave it and make it comedy. Now it's
I'm holding
weird,
back so hard
it's
right now.
weird It's weird Cinemax.
My poor innocent ears.
It's not that racist.
For me, this is a lot. This is really
No,
Really?
the weird
This is
Cinemax.
nothing.
This is before
For
it
me,
was
it is.
This
I'm
is
not,
PG-13.
before it
This
hit 1
I'm
a.m.
not
It was like
racy.
This is fine.
10
This is
p.m.
fine.
weird. Like the clothes are on.
This is not even. But this is PG-13. This is really not that bad. You guys continue your flirtiness. Meanwhile, Darius, in between all the flirting, it's like, yes, it's like,
Oh no.
and they no, well, he's fine. He's fine, except he definitely is feeling the weight of the old Woody on him, and wonders if he can continue for the evening. Can he carry on?
I'm going to have to.
Well, in that case, he might suffer the consequences because he is drained, one, I will say. But
He'll be drained more than that when the
I'll be
evening's
drained
over.
too.
you guys stole my joke. 'Cause I'm using that for the next seed.
No,
Yes.
it's my joke.
No, it's my joke. I've had it written
That
down.
was everybody's joke. It's an easy
That was
joke.
seriously everyone's joke.
It's the obvious. It's low hanging fruit.
It's not. You don't.
So, after you finish your main entrees, and everyone's not really eating, everyone seems to have other things on their mind.
We're really just playing with our food.
Right.
Mhm.
Everyone's just finding new ways to gesture with food.
Mm-hmm. The waitress comes over again. And she's like, "So, looks like you hardly touched anything. You want some dessert? Again, the unicorn sundae or bugbear pound cake are two specialties.
What
Or
if we-
sometimes people get them together. It's very popular. You have cake with your sundae.
What if we just get the check? What do you say, ladies?
I'm
Yeah,
kinda
I've already
tired. I
got
thought
my-
you could walk us home.
That sounds like a capital idea.
Okay, check it is. Anyone want this to go?
No.
Okay." She hands over a check, which
I pay and tip.
pay and tip, gentlemen. And she looks over and she says, "Well, you have a nice evening, you folks, and you, Mr. Darius. Anytime you want to come by, please do. We'll have a table reserved just for you."
We'll be back. The circus and I, we do a lot of work, and we work up a mean, hungry appetite. Also for food. As I squeeze the two ladies next to me.
And as you do that, the waitress also gives you a little bit of a pinch,
Hands.
Uh-oh.
off.
and then
Oh,
quickly
no.
leaves.
Oh no!
Your sexuality has no bounds. You
I
did
have to
too
break
much.
up a fight.
You are too much for this town, Darius. We might have to control you.
Excuse me for a moment. Laura will stand up, follow the server back into the kitchens, where there is a sudden crashing sound. And moments later, Laura comes out with a napkin, like running a napkin between her hands, getting some sort of greenish yellow colored sauce or something off of it, and wipes her hands clean, throws the napkin on the ground, and returns to her seat.
Laura's so
Sorry
much
about
fun.
that.
Well,
Are you ready to go?
let's head out.
All right, we'll take you back to our place.
Oh boy. How much of this do we want to do?
Very
Not
little.
much.
Very little. That's right.
But I'm
But,
I'm
okay.
gonna end the scene for us because I have something good
Okay,
for
okay.
it.
If you have an idea.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm the least racy of us, so it'll be fine. Okay, so we get back to the house, and you open the door, and once you walk in, you notice that it's just like covered with like Darius stuff, like too much Darius stuff,
Like weird
a
Darius
creepy amount.
shrines. Yeah.
But then you turn around to like consider going like walking back out, but you can't because a heavy bar comes down, and we lock it.
We want our privacy after all.
Yeah, the crime here is kind of rough, so we had to really make it secure.
Oh, I'm not concerned with you around. By the way, do you happen to have the skill rope lore?
All right.
Fade to black.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the campgrounds, there is a raucous party
That was
going
amazing.
on. And everyone is there, except Darius.
And except Alhara, who's puking somewhere, wishing that she just had gone back to not eating and drinking.
Yeah, I think Atron is staying with Alhara to make sure that she stays hydrated and doesn't pass out and vomit.
Aw, they're so sweet.
Hap is just enjoying a nice evening because she didn't drink the virgin old Woody.
I don't have Darius on this map.
You're not.
Oh, because
there
I'm not
yet.
involved. That's why.
You're not there yet.
You're
So,
trapped in a lady's home.
Oh, God.
cut to the campgrounds where you were having your traditional blowout party. It's kind of like a cast party. After every successful circus, everyone has to give off a little steam. Everyone performs a bit. You have some really good food. People do little talent shows. You know, it's a nice party had by all. And on top of that, it looks like Jellicoe Bounce Bounce has all of his makeup off. He looks like kind of a dorky guy. In fact, looking at him now, you're like, oh yeah, he's kind of a clowny guy, and he just looks like a normal dude. You wouldn't even recognize him without all that stuff on him. And Hap comes back and sees that he's actually been feeding and taking care of the animals while she was gone, and he did all of her chores for her. How about that?
Jellicoe, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, no, I love animals. I was so happy what you did for me. I felt I have to at least help out around here. And, you know, I figured if anyone could show that I'm not some crazy maniac before, animals have a sixth sense. Look, they all seem to be getting along with me, and if I can show everyone that the animals believe in me, I think they would believe in me too.
Well, how was Bardoff? He's not really used to anybody else feeding him, and he's getting kind of old.
Oh, Bardoff and I had no problem whatsoever. I've been around circus animals my whole life. I know how to handle them. And he walks over, and Bardoff is sitting on the ground, just sort of like eating some bones from like a fish or something. And he just gives Bardoff a big old rub on his belly, and Bardoff literally rolls over like a dog and puts his tummy up for Jellicoe to rub it, because he seems to get along with him so well.
Well, Bardoff certainly approves of you, so I guess you got that going for you.
Oh, yes. I sort of to let everyone know that I'm so excited to be part of the circus and to start a new life, because, oh, I tell you, it was horrible there. Horrible. I didn't even know what I was doing half the time. I feel like my old self for the first time in years.
Well, Mistress Dusklight isn't here. She can't hurt you anymore.
Oh, thank the heavens for that. And he looks nervous around. He goes, well, let me take care of the rest of the animals. You all have your fun here. I'm going to take care of your chores. You have fun, Hap, and don't worry. I spoke to the professor. I found out everything that needs to be done. Don't worry. Everything will be taken care of.
Oh, well, I'll come with you. I don't want to not see my animals tonight.
Oh, okay. And you can see, sure enough, as you walk around and do the rounds, everything is taken care of. They've all been washed and clean. All the poop's been taken care of. In fact, this place hasn't looked this good in a long time.
What? I literally have magic to clean. How does he do better than me?
That's the thing that wonders you. You're like, wow, he does better using good old-fashioned elbow grease than the magic. maybe in this world of magic doing all your chores, maybe you cut corners without realizing it. Who knows?
Well, she used to have to scrub, you know. She used to have to use like the brush, so she's used to it. You know, she kind of does a little bit of both these days. Look,
maybe the magic, cuts little corners. It's like, instead of spending an hour scrubbing, I can just do 6 seconds of magic, and maybe I need to spend more than 6 seconds cleaning up their cages.
Third level prestidigitation's pretty good prestidigitation.
Maybe a full minute of prestidigitation next time. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tag team these chores. So we're gonna do them together to get it done in half the time. Because Hap's not okay with anybody doing her chores for her. She's here to pull her weight, and she deeply loves these animals. So she doesn't want to just not help, take care of them.
Okay.
So we can do it together.
All right. You tag team, and you find out that this Jellicoe he's a really nice guy. In fact, you had a sixth sense about him yourself, and you were right. This guy is
I
kind of
did,
goofy.
didn't I, huh?
Yeah, you did. He's kind of a goofy guy. You're like, yeah, I can see why he's a clown. He's just naturally kind of funny. He's kind of goofy. He's like a dad almost, and he's like this goofy 40-ish-year-old dad.
So this is the day after the animals had been poisoned. How are they doing?
Oh, they're much better now, because it turns out that Avis, the smoke dragon, he's the one who did the poisoning. Not that he wanted to, but he was able to very quickly help them out because he knew exactly how to give them the antidote.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I've
good.
poisoned animals in my day because Mistress
Yeah.
Dusklight forced us to. It's not something we were happy about.
It was literally just to put them out, and he didn't want to hurt any of them, so it was just for the evening. It was just like a stomach flu. Not even a stomach flu. It was just 24-hour bug. In this case, he cut it out to an 8-hour bug, so everything's good. And on top of that, you see Cheddar. He's walking around too, and he's doing his chores of helping cleaning up. He's picking up the plates. He's doing little servant acts of helping cleaning up after the party. So it turns out that Jellicoe is helping with the animals, and he managed to program Cheddar to help out with just cleaning up the campsite in general.
Oh, hi.
And Hap's
Cheddar?
realizing, wow, and she's realizing she's going to be out of a job soon at this rate. Maybe turning 16 has its benefits.
Maybe.
Is Acheron and Alhara doing anything, or are they just enjoying the evening?
I think, Acheron's trying to make sure Alhara doesn't pass out into her own vomit, and just, keeping her hydrated. But I think eventually, if she starts to feel better, maybe they'll at least, take a walk amidst the party. And then Acheron will lead Alhara to, one side where all the wagons and tents are, and say, I wanted to show you something.
Oh, what's that?
Give me 1 minute. And Acheron will reach into their one of the many belt pouches that they have, takes out some scraps of leather that look like maybe they were once red, but they still look a little brown. And Alhara might recognize their bits and pieces from her armor that they fixed up. Excuse me. Acheron also pulls out some scorched wood. It has a smoky smell. Coats it in some bacon grease that they take out from a small vial, and then sets out a few pieces of candy on it, and starts walking in about a 20-foot diameter path, and keeps chanting "Otani de Shotan, Otani de Shotan," and keeps repeating that for about a minute. And then suddenly a cabin 20 feet by 20 feet grows up from the ground, and it looks like it's made out of, pieces of large peppermint and sweets.
Oh my gosh.
And, pies. If you get close, it is just wood and decoration.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have a bit of candy smell and smells a bit of smoky, like a fire burning. And the door opens as Acheron nears it, and inside there's a few cots. There's a small work table. The windows are tinted glass, but you can still see through on each side. And there's a small fire and cauldron as well. And Ataran gestures. Now we have a place to stay, you and I, when we are here. And then if we are traveling away from the circus, then we can have everyone stay within.
Atron. She'll touch their arm gently. This is fantastic. This is... And you've shown no one else this?
No, I just finished. It is a magic house.
Well, I imagined as it grew from the ground.
Yes, it will last about half the day. Once I go in, I cannot go out of it without it disappearing. But now we have it. I can do it every day if we need it.
This is wonderful. I was just thinking I could use a bit of sleep after the ordeals of the day. Would you care to try it out with me?
Yes, I think early sleep is good for you, and I will happily cuddle close.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you. This is wonderful. I'm so impressed by you. I can't imagine the things that you do and how you do them, taking just a few odds and ends and turning them into a little house. You're amazing.
It is important. It is not to me, to Lagosh and Nocticula. But things have power. I used things that made me feel like home. Leather from you, and wood from the fire where Hap danced with the Fae, and bacon grease that Darius had given me bacon to eat, and candy because I like candy.
You're amazing.
Otan Yiddish means home sweet, and then Otan again is home. So it is home, sweet home. That's it is not sweet yet, but maybe one day I make actual candy house.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yes, maybe. I did not get a lock yet, so it is important we know the door can't be locked yet. But I will buy a lock in town.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it will be important if we are away from the circus and do not know what might approach.
Away from the circus, right? Yes, it'll be important for then, obviously.
Yes, I think anyone here would knock. I hope. I am not responsible for what they see if they open the door.
Well, maybe not tonight. I don't feel great.
Oh, no, that's not what I am sorry. That is not. I do not mean to make you feel obligated because I make magic house. No.
That's.
I would feel obligated, to be fair.
No, I want you to rest and be comfortable, and this is better than smaller tent, and obviously it gives us privacy, even just to have time us alone with some walls.
Mm-hmm. This is wonderful. I think this might be the first real home I've ever had. So,
definitely me too.
So you don't want to miss Darius's drunken walk back in, I presume. Alhara and Ataran want to make sure.
Could Darius actually walk?
So I think Alhara wanted to stay up for it, but wasn't feeling well, and now with this sort of promise of just comfort and privacy, I think that would be better.
I mean, Hap's around.
I think Ataran's watching at the window anyway.
So the party continues. Alhara is resting in her new house. Ataran is walking around the house, learning all of its accoutrements. Hap, Riley, and Jellicoe are getting to know one another and enjoying the party. And at around 1 a.m, in comes Darius. Although, now he's drained too.
Yeah. Evening, everyone. Hello.
A lot of the oil is off of him. His hair is
Messed
tousled.
up. Yeah.
He seems to have glitter on him in various places.
Glitter, like lipstick.
Yep.
Smears of eyeshadow, things like that, I'm sure.
Darius,
are those whip marks I see on you?
His back is a little red.
Those look like scratches. Does something scratch you? Did you get
mean-
attacked by a cat or something?
I think Ataran is at the door of their cabin because they can't leave it.
A
and
cat
just calls
wasn't.
out,
Darius,
Darius!
your pants are on backwards.
Darius! You have a
Hello?
good night?
Everything is fine. A cat was involved, Alhara.
Wow. I'm going to have to hear the tale of you versus the cat that almost felled my brother. This is impressive.
Yeah, the mountain stands held, let me assure you. I
Nice and
need
sturdy then.
to dip my head into a bucket. And he will splash water on, like dump it on his face. And like, is there, like a water jug? He'll just chug from a water skin and finish it. Squeeze it into his mouth. Grab another one. Oh, hello.
Darius, sometimes you're absolutely disgusting, right?
I mean, it can happen. Why?
Ugh, and Hap just turns and leaves.
I just drank water.
Is that a burn mark?
Is it?
Doesn't
Yeah, it's
remember
like
that one.
I don't have a recollection of a burning.
It's in the shape of an L. Is that an L or is that a 7? Like an upside down 7? I can't.
Who knows?
Did he get a tattoo? Oh,
You got branded.
He got branded. That's right. As you're all having a good time, making fun of Darius. Hap and Riley are in their corner, tisk-tissing. Atron is secretly thinking, I gotta get some notes from this guy. Something happens. A hush comes over the scene as in strolls Mistress Dustlight herself.
Oh no!
What?
No.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure, a Pathfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. You rolled a podcast critical success.